Hello out there, this is Wake Angel 2001, and we are coming at you with another wedding cake topper commission. This one's special because it's going to my coworker, Amanda. She wanted a Sonic the Hedgehog themed wedding cake topper, or rather she wanted one for her fiancé because he's exactly the same type of guy I am from the description I've heard. The thing that makes this one particularly different from the rest is that it's the first one to use modern Sonic and Amy as the bride and groom figures. Yeah, so this should be interesting. The process of making Sonic's little groom outfit is pretty much the same as with classic Sonic. It's just that since modern Sonic's torso is that much smaller, you have the details are that much tinier to sculpt. But still, it's just a tie, the lapels for the top, and a cummerbund, with some shirt tails in the back made out of craft foam. Paints it up, it looks like a little tiny suit jacket, for getting married in your tuxedo. That's really the only sculpting there was, so the rest is just reassembling it as Sonic. The arms are painted black, because you don't need to really make sleeves on an action figure, of course, and I painted the shoes black as well, because Sonic is putting on his formal wear. Still refuses to wear pants, because that is just not in his character. One advantage to using the modern Sonic over classic Sonic is that there's several different molds for modern Sonic's hands, so including the holding things hands, except instead of holding a power ring this time, it's there so that he can hold hands with Amy on top of that wedding cake topper. You'll see it at the end, but let's move on to making the bride figure now. The first thing I did with the Amy figure was to sculpt on the bodice of the torso in a way that would match Amanda's dress, because I always do try to make the bride figure's dress look a little bit like what the actual bride dress is going to look like. But the thing is, Amy's hoop skirt, it may be good for offering a bit of fan service in the video games, but I don't think that such a pantylicious little outfit is appropriate for a wedding dress. So you gotta do a little bit more than just paint it white to make it into proper wedding attire. So at first, I just put on some fabric around the dress to, create a nice satiny little gown look. Except that Amanda didn't really like this. It was kind of like too big and bell-shaped. I understand because Amanda's dress isn't quite so hippie. So, this was a prototype anyway. I took the fabric back off and shaved off a whole bunch of material from Amy's dress so that it didn't, pump out so much. This is actually very similar to what I did when I made the classic Princess Sally using Amy's torso. So reattaching the fabric on in this scale, it just makes a dress that doesn't billow out quite so much. The last step was repainting Amy's boots, the same color that Amanda's shoes are going to be. Because Amanda's going to be wearing purple shoes on her wedding day, because it's her wedding and she can wear whatever she pleases. So let's take a look at the completed Amy bride figure. And here she is, modern Amy in a little wedding dress. She has a bouquet made out of some craft flowers, folded up with their little wire into a bouquet. And yes, the advantage of having modern Amy is that she also has holding thing hands, except instead of holding her Pico Pico hammer, she's holding her own bouquet. It's actually in the hand just as she's holding it. There's no tape or glue or any kind of fakery. And that's a real advantage that these modern figures have over the classic ones, because classic Amy has only open hands, which aren't gripping on anything, and classic Sonic only has fists. So, in order to make them hold hands and hold the bouquet, I always had to, glue things in place and just kind of fudge things with poses. But nope, now there's absolutely no fakery going on. Now, all that was left was the base itself. I have a big old brass ring here. It's a 4-inch diameter ring with a spike that I made out of epoxy sculpt, which stands in place for the special stage ring. And I really love that my boss actually recognized it when she looked at the cake topper, because that just proves that this is it's recognizable, and I'm happy about that. The stage itself is, of course, Green Hill themed, as everyone wants, so I put the sunflowers and the lilacs behind them, except that instead of painting the sides orange and brown, like the traditional Green Hill colors, it's purple and blue. This is for the purpose of matching the icing on their wedding cake, because purple and blue is going to kind of be the theme colors of their wedding, apparently. And that is the wedding cake topper. Thanks to the character's articulation, oh yeah, by the way, some people may ask why I didn't just put some glue in the joints to fuse them into statues, and that just kind of goes against my personal ethics as a toy customizer. Like, I don't want to turn an action figure into a statue. Otherwise, I just sculpt statues, you know? Because I can do that. This is a little bride and groom figure that can actually be posed a bit on the wedding cake. Also, Amanda can actually choose how she wants the figures to pose. If she wants Amy to hold her bouquet by her hip like this, that's fine. But she would also be able to hold the bouquet up by her head triumphantly, if that's what she wants to do. And the figures, as you can see, actually do hold hands because Amy's hand slots into Sonic's holding thing hand, which is really great. So these are actual active figures on top of the wedding cake, and they can be reposed as the bride and groom's whims go. That being said, I hope Amanda and her fiancé have a very happy marriage. I wish you both luck, and I am signing off for now.